Hello, hello. As per usual, there's a lot on, so I'm just going to talk about something that I noticed or listened to in the week and just what it made me think about. There's this cool YouTuber that I like, and she's come out as non-binary, and I sort of check in with her every now and again just to see what she's up to. And her most recent video, she's had a double mastectomy. And I don't think I'm going to put a clip. My upstairs neighbour's going crazy. I don't want to put in a clip of like what she said exactly, partly because I think it might seem like I'm trying to take what she said out of context or something like that. And I feel a bit weird about singling her out, particularly when she's kind of echoing lots of things I've heard lots of women saying. And even with my small audience, it somehow feels a bit mean. I don't know. But anyway, she talks about her reasoning for having had the mastectomy, and she lists a few reasons for having this done. And the first thing that she mentions, or the second thing she mentions, the first thing she talks about is discomfort during puberty with her changing body. But the second thing she talks about is men harassing her in the street, and I just felt like crying. I know that women change our looks in drastic and surgical ways to try and appeal to men, but now there's a group of women who are changing their appearances in drastic surgical ways to be invisible to men or to repel men. And that is the solution she went for. Instead of banding with other women to try and solve the actual problem, which is obviously men's attitudes, and I appreciate it's not that simple, but I don't know, it's just sad to me that, and it feels like this is absolute crystallization of what a lot of this non-binary stuff is about, is just, it's easier to just go, yeah, you're right, women are silly, frilly little fools, and I'm not a silly, frilly little fool, therefore I'm not a woman, instead of finding commonality with other women. But anyway, I just think about how this links to that idea of that men turn their anger out at the world and women turn their anger at themselves, and that it's easier to have a part of your body surgically removed than try and face the general public with that bit of your body. And when I say that sentence, it sounds like I'm talking about like having two noses or something, which even then, although it's unusual, if it's not impeding your breathing, then I still think surgically altering yourself for the public's sake is a terrible idea. But I'm not talking about some, unusual genetic anomaly that makes you look incredibly unusual compared to the average population. I'm talking about something that literally half of the adult population have. And men, we are at the point where men have made us so distressed that some women are getting their breasts removed, because that is easier than actually trying to fight back. And I often think that as a group, just women that we're just like that dog with the learned helplessness, just giving up the fight when we might actually be able to do something about it. And I don't know, there's a lot of other stuff going on that I might talk about at some point when it's all sort of done and dusted and I can kind of look back on it and reflect. But I don't know, I just basically where I'm at is it might hurt me forever, but I would rather fight than capitulate ever. And I think that's just who I am now. And one last thing in this video, because he kind of talks about, it starts with her having not had the surgery and ends with her reflecting on having had the surgery. And towards the end of this video, she says, my chest is no longer obscene, I can just go outside. And she says that the fact that I could and it would just be allowed, I can't put into words how freeing it is and how sad it is that you have to get a part of you removed in order to access that freedom. You have to get a part of yourself removed in order to access that freedom. Ain't that the truth?